me again, and thank you all for being so patient with me as I'm dealing with my stupid internet issues. I finally have got it solved, so I should be able to upload videos a little bit more regularly. Um, I just got it solved a couple hours ago, so it was just shenanigans all the way through. But anyway, I've got it solved, so everything should be just fine, and thanks for those of you who stuck with me during this very interesting time. Anyway, so let's get on to the reading for this next week. And it's once again going to be a 5-card reading like I used to do millennia ago. But anyway, it's my basic reading that I find resonates with me more than most. But anyway, so it's a 5-card reading. The first card reading, the first 3 cards are the usual past, present, future, or beginning, middle, and end. And the card above it is what is under your control, and the card below them is what is not under your control. Okay. So let's get started with the first part of your week being and they're all right side up cards, which is interesting, and in general, this typically means in my readings that you're not going to be doing a lot of internal work this week. It's going to be about the outer world, and it's not going to be all about you. You're going to be looking outwards a lot this week, or what's going to play out is going to play out on the outer stage rather than the inner stage, because most of my cards are, in fact, right side up. Okay, and so the first card is the Seal, or the 6 of Cups. And I don't know how well you can see this because the light is kind of bright. I'm trying to add some light in here because it's very dark in this house. Very dark. But anyway, this is the Ace of Cups. It's beginning a new venture, things like that, or looking in new places for different things, or it's a cup, so you're exploring different emotions, or you're see the seal in the bottom there is kind of leading the other, so maybe you're following another person, so you're not in charge. Right now you're exploring maybe not your internal emotions about something, but someone else's emotions and how you play into that. Or maybe you're acting as a counselor for someone else. It's just an exploration of someone's emotions, or the emotions are involved in a situation, or what causes emotions. It's big on emotions right now, and that's what cups are all about, is emotions, and they're external emotions. They're playing out on an external stage, so they're not necessarily your emotions or how you feel about something internally, but how people are expressing their emotions to you, or how you're seeing people's emotions. They're expressing their emotions, or they're showing you their emotions and saying, this is how I feel about something, and this is the beginning of your week. So you're beginning with a very heavy emotional toll here. They're showing you a lot of emotion, and they're telling you how they feel about something, how they feel about a situation. Okay, and that's the beginning of your week. You're kind of playing second fiddle to them. You're giving them your support in being vulnerable. They're in a vulnerable position at this point, so they're exploring something new, and they're beginning something, and you're there to support them. And okay, so in the next part of your week is a Page of Wands. And he's also represented by Zadrapa. I believe that he is the god of insects or small things, all small creatures. Details. Details. King of details. It's kind of what I'm seeing with this card is details. You've got the basic feel of the situation, and now they're showing you, or you're looking at the details. You're looking really close at something. Small things start poking their heads out. You got the basic layout of the place. Now you're beginning again. You're learning about the details. You're getting more in depth. The Ace of Cups is about beginning a new venture. The Seal is very playful, and it's just exploring. The Sadrapa is a little bit different. Page of Wands. He's actually learning something. He's taking a look at all the details, all of the small writing, or the fine print is big here. So you're taking a look at all the fine print. Maybe you're hammering out the details of what this person is feeling. But I wouldn't say this is about feelings at this point. This is the heart of the matter, or the spirit of the law, rather than the letter of the law, which are two very different things. The letter of the law is what the actual literal meaning of the law is, and whereas the spirit of the law is the spirit in which the law was written. There's lots of laws out there that can be taken either way. All laws can be taken either way. They try to avoid that, but it's hard to do, because if you take it in a literal sense, it means one thing, but if you take it in the spirit that it was given, it's another. You're looking at the details. You're looking at the spirit of things. You're looking at what exactly is meant here. So they're exploring their emotions, and you're supporting them. And here you're just taking a look at all the details. Details are big with this card. And also what this card is all about is the spirit of what's going on. Not necessarily what they're literally saying or what they're literally doing, but the spirit of what they're trying to say or what they mean. The thought behind the words. That sort of thing. That's what you're going to get into in this middle part of your week. And they may be hard to differentiate. I can't talk. They may be hard to separate. You have to pay attention to the details and the way that things are worded, or the context in which they are found. Context is everything when you're reading ancient works, or even when you're reading the law or literature. Jane Austen, Shakespeare. When there's actually a really good example of this is when in Shakespeare, one of the boys is saying to this other boy, and they are boys actually. Never mind. Anyway, I bite my thumb at you. Now, literally biting your thumb at someone is, yeah, but I'm biting my thumb at you. But if you take a look at it within context, it was actually a grave insult, actually, to bite your thumb at someone. It was kind of like flipping them off. I don't know exactly how minor or major an offense it was, but it was very similar or in that vein, where you were flipping them off or you were just being very derogatory towards them. But if you didn't take that into context, you wouldn't get that meaning. So there's a big difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. That's the big thing here. You need to take a look at the details and keep that in mind, keep context in mind, and listen to what they're saying, but also listen to what they're actually saying. Okay? So that's what you're going to get into with this one. And it's going to come from outwards. So it's not really what you're saying, or you're trying to understand what you're saying. It's outside. People are going to be telling you things, or you're going to be looking at other people. Maybe their actions, or their words, or I'm hearing words. Letters, or literature, or written word. Something that's put down that you can't exactly take back. You may be even talking about a Facebook post at this point. It's just a personal writing that you're reading. You need to take it into context, and you really need to think about what they're actually saying. And I noticed that some posts on Facebook can be taken out of context really easy, and this is probably what you're going to be dealing with in this next part of your week. So that's moving on. once again, and the end of your week is going to be the Prairie Dog or the Six of Pentacles. Putting your words into practical use. That's the phrase that's coming to mind here. Practical. Practice. Something to that effect. Prairie dogs. They're a very close-knit kind of ground animal. They're almost a rodent, I think. They're not really a dog, but they are a mammal. But they live underground. But they're very affectionate within their own families. But you don't really see the affection between them because it's all underground. But it's also Six of Pentacles. Be practical. Keep feeding things above board. This next week isn't going to be so much about emotions. Maybe you're putting both of these together, and you've looked at the details. They've expressed their emotions. You've looked at what they're actually saying, and now you need to maybe not necessarily say your piece, but put it into practical terms for them. Be a sounding board for them. Be affectionate with them. Be their groundhog. Treat them like family. Be close-knit with them. Giving them any advice. Conversation with them. He's the god of the sun during the day, and during the night he's the lord of the underworld, which is a pretty interesting dynamic. Now these are things that are going to be out of your control. Timing. Timing is a big key word of this card. Timing. Day and night. Time. When is this going to happen? You're not going to be in control of this because a lot of these are happening outside of your sphere. It's happening on Facebook. It's happening inside this other person's head, outside of yourself. The timing when this is going to come out is not necessarily going to be under your control. And you need to deal with that. I have a feeling that you're a bit of a control freak. You want to be in control of everything when it happens, but it's not going to be in your control. I've got the general time frame here, but it's not going to play out according to the rules that you set. So don't set any. You can set guidelines. Boundaries are great, but you know, things are going to happen when they're going to happen, and that's the biggest message I see from this card. Take things as they come. Don't force them. Don't give your opinion. Be a sounding board. It's not time for that. Okay? So, so what is within your control is the moon. The meeting itself, the conversation is within your control. Not how it turns out, but just the conversation itself, because you're going to be involved in it. And I'm seeing 3 characters here. Usually when 2 groups of opposing forces meet, there has to be an intermediary. You could be that intermediary. There could be 2 separate parties here. I'm kind of looking here, there might be an intermediary here, just making sure nobody interferes and nobody comes in from the outside and disrupts the meeting. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. These 2 are talking to each other, and this guy up here is up here just keeping an eye out. I'm getting the feeling that you might be the intermediary. So these 2 parties are going to come to you and ask you just to keep everybody away, or just to give them a place to have this conversation because it needs to happen. That's kind of the impression I'm getting, is that you're not going to be directly involved in this. You may be there to clarify things with them, like, okay, this is what I think you're saying, or is this what you think? You're like a counselor. A counselor isn't there really to talk for you, but it's to give you he or she is there to give you a safe place to get your words out or get your feelings out without being judged. That's pretty much what a counselor is all about, and that's pretty much what I think your role in this is going to be. So this is going to be an interesting week for you, because you're always deeply involved in things, and you're always calling the shots, but here you're just playing peacemaker, or making sure things don't get out of hand, or making sure other people don't get involved that really shouldn't be involved. Okay? Now I have upwards of 20 minutes talking about this, but this is basically a big thing that's going to be going on this week. You might have more than one of these coming on, but that's the role you're going to be playing this week, is you're going to be playing the intermediary, or the peacekeeper. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing for this reading. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope I didn't go rambling on too much to make up for all the lost readings you haven't got for the last 4 weeks. So, I hope you guys have a good week, and good luck, and please listen to what I have been saying for the last 20 minutes, please. It's somewhat important, really important, actually, for somebody.